Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with a wedding card. I've been wanting to do a card for a wedding for quite a while. I've been doing a lot of anniversary cards, but I haven't had anybody that I know that is getting married. And lo and behold, my husband and I have to attend 2 weddings this summer. So I'm getting my opportunity to do a wedding card. So the cartridges we will be using today is the Sweethearts cartridge and the Paper Lace 2 cartridge. So what does our card look like? This is the card that we will be making today. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to bring up the supplies so we can get started making our card. So now, my card measures 10 inches by 6.5 inches, and I've taken it and scored it in half to make it a 5-inch by 6.5 inch card. So, and this is just some of the Joann fabric textured cardstock. So now my next layer that I'm going to put on top, this piece measures 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to line this up. And I'll take out the ATG gun because we're not going to add our ribbon here, and I'm also not going to ink my edges on this particular card this time. So we'll get some tape all the way around on our edges, and then we'll get some tape in the middle. Now I got the idea from this card on someone's blog, and I'm not sure if she has a YouTube channel, but I will put the link to her blog down below here in the description bar so you can check out her blog. So we're just going to line this up, and then I'm going to press down. So now the next thing I want to add is I want to add my next layer, and this piece of cardstock measures 4.5 by 6, and it looks like this, and it comes from this paper pack that's by Paper Studios, and it's called the Classics. And I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, and these are some of the papers that are in there. And I like this because this you can use for top layers. It actually, the paper pack measures 4.5 by 6.5. So before we go ahead and lay this down, what I want to do is I want to add my scallop border, which looks like this. And to make my scallop border here, I use the, let me get that, my Martha Stewart Dolly punch, which looks like this. And I just punched this out, and I believe this piece measures 1 1/4 inches. So this is going to go on our top layer here, so I'm just going to line this up, because what I'm probably going to do is end up folding this over to the other side. So we'll just get some tape on here, and let me get out my ATG gun again. And this is a little bit different for me for not inking my edges, but I really want this to stand out with that striped paper, so I'm not going to ink my edges. So we'll move the card to the side for just a minute, and I'm going to lay this down. I want a small faint piece of the bottom to show through along here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to fold this over like so. So that goes all the way around there. So now the next thing I want to add on here is I have this piece of lace, and this lace was actually white, and I took my Big Market pens and just colored it in because I didn't have any lace this color. And I want to put this down here. And for right now, I'm just going to just wrap this around, and you'll see why in a minute, because when we add our bride and groom, I'm going to remove some of the lace along here. So now that we've got that on there, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add this to our top layer, or to our layer here. This is our top layer. So I'm going to bring back the card and open up our card, and what we want to do is we want to line this up like so. So now what I'm going to do is, because I've got this on the back of here and I really want this to stick, I'm going to run just a little bit of glue along the edge. But first I want to add my tape by using my ATG gun again. And I need to move the card out the way again. Move my little groom. And I'm just going to go along my edge here. And then I'm going to get my tape down in the middle. And then, as I said before, I'm going to take my glue and get some glue here on the edge, on each side, and then I'll be ready to add this to my card once I get rid of those little spider webs there from the glue. So now we'll just go ahead and we will press this down. And it's going to sit up just a little bit on the edge there, but that'll be okay. You've got your tape on there, so it should be fine. So there we have now all all two of our layers plus our scalloped edge. And it looks like that. So now let's talk about adding the rest of our embellishments where we use the Cricut and the Gypsy. So the first thing I want to add is I want to go ahead and add my corners, which are going to be right along here. We're going to have one in each corner, like so. So now these are from the Sweethearts cartridge, and the handbook looks like this, and they are on page 78. And I've cut out the shadow, and this was cut at 1 3/4 inches. So now on your Gypsy, that is key number 47, and we're going to go to that cartridge and go to key 47, and it looks like this. So I want to place one of those in each corner. But before I place those down, I want to add the top layer. So I'm going to set my card up here for just a second so we can put our top layer on there. And the top layer is this layer here, and it's labeled as corner, and it's on page 78, and it's key number 47. So the one thing I forgot to mention, when you go to cut your shadow, you're going to have to remember to hit the shadow button and then your key 47 to get your shadow. So to get your lace, the top layer, let's go to that one. And we'll go back to key 47. And you won't hit anything but key 47, and then you'll get your top layer, which looks like this. So now I've gone ahead and I've cut that out in a cream color, the same as our card. And the cream color cardstock is just some Recollections cardstock. So I want to place that right there like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Tombow adhesive. So now we are ready to add our corners to our card, and they are going to sit along here. And I'm going to put one of these in each one of the corners. Now, I haven't decided if I want to pop those up or lay them flat. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to leave them flat. And then what I'm going to do is add some pearls in there, but we'll get to that. That'll be at the end of the video when I add all my embellishments and so forth as far as my pearls, because I'm not going to add bling on this card, believe it or not. I'm going to try to do this card without putting any bling on it. I'm going to add pearls instead. Okay, so now I think we are ready to add our bride and groom. So now let's start with the bride. This is the piece for the bride's dress, and this is on page 58 of the Sweethearts cartridge, and it is key number 27, and I've cut out the blackout, which is right here. So the other thing that I've done is I've gone ahead and run this through my Cuttlebug folder, the Swiss Dots, which looks like this, for the inside piece or the shadow piece of the dress. And then the layer on top of the dress, which is this right here, the layers button, I've gone ahead and taken that and run it through my texture folder, and that looks like this. So let me talk about the keys for your Gypsy and your Cricut, as well as the size that I cut this. So the dress was cut at 3 1/4 inches, and I hit the blackout button and then key number 27, so it looks like this. And then for her top layer, what I've done is, because the layers come with the veil, a hanger, and then a little embellishment bow right here. Probably can't see that. I didn't want all of that. I just wanted this top layer, so I went ahead and hid this on my Gypsy so that I only got the top layer. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit so you can see what I mean. So as you can see, it's right there, but you do have the other layers over here in the corner. But those were hidden, and we'll go to the hide contour and you can see where I've gone ahead and hidden everything. So as I said, you're going to cut that at 3 3/4 inches is what you'll cut that at. So what I want to do is put our dress together. So I'm going to get some glue on the back of here. So now we're just going to place this and line it up with our edges here. And we're going to make sure that we get this lined up along the edge here, because you don't want to see any of the edge of the dress. So there is my dress, and we will embellish this as well at the end. So now, rather than putting the black little piece that comes with your layer across the top of the dress, I've decided that I want ribbon there. So I'm just going to take and add a small piece of ribbon across here, like so. So I'm going to snip this off real quick, and I'm going to run a thin line of glue across the top here. And I had a subscriber ask me where I got my glue gun. I got this glue gun at Hobby Lobby, because as you know, I was on the search of a good glue gun, and this one has been working out for me. I don't like the glue hairs that it leaves, but I think you're going to have that on no matter what glue gun you use. And I'm sorry, it has no name. It had no name on the box or anything, so I don't know who it's by. I just know that I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, and I noticed it was the last one, so I thought, well, since it's the last one, it must be a pretty good one because everybody's buying it. So, just want to fold that over so that sticks. And I'm going to snip just a little bit off of here, like so. So there's my little ribbon on the top of my dress. So now we're going to have this for sure pop up, and we'll work on adding our groom. So the groom is on page 59 of the cartridge, the Sweethearts cartridge, and I've cut out the black out, and the groom was cut at 4 inches. So now on your Cricut and Gypsy, as I said, he was cut out at 4 inches, and it is going to be key number 28. And it looks like so. So you're going to cut that out, and then of course he's going to need his jacket. So to cut the jacket also comes with layers as well. And the only thing I wanted was just the jacket, and I wanted the lapels because I wanted my lapels to match her dress, the bride's dress. So once again, I did some hiding on my Gypsy, and I cut the jacket, or laid out the jacket first, and then I went back and once again laid out the jacket, but this time I hid everything but the bow tie and the lapels. So now to cut your layers, you're going to hit the layer key and then key number 28, and this is what you'll get. And then that's when you do all your hiding. You hit the hide and contour key and do all your hiding, and then do your cutting. So we're going to add his jacket, and what I've done for the jacket is I've taken this and run it through the candy stripe Cuttlebug folder. It's like that, so I could give it some texture. So we're just going to add our jacket. I guess there's no right and wrong side to this either. And I'm going to use my 2-way for that. So we'll get some glue on our jacket using the Tombow. And I think my Tombow is almost out. It's not dried out this time, it's almost out. And I'm going to line this up, and we're going to get our jacket on. And the next thing we want to do is we want to add our lapels. There you have it. There is our groom with his bow tie. So now we're going to put our, we're going to add our foam tape on the back of here, because we're going to pop him up as well. And then we'll be pretty much done with the card except for our embellishments. I just need to snip just a little bit off here. Okay, so now let's bring our card back, and we're going to add our bride and groom. So we'll lay our groom like so, and then we'll have our bride right here. So let's get our foam tape off, And we'll add our groom. I'll bring him over just a little bit. And we're going to put our groom here. And then we'll get the foam tape off, backing off, and add our bride. And we're going to place her right there. So that's really basically the front of our card. So now quickly for the inside, what I'm going to do is I've got another piece of cardstock that measures 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to place that in the inside of here using my two-way zig pen. We're going to get that in with our tape. So I'm using my HEG gun, I'm sorry. I think I said my two-way zig pen. And get my tape going all the way around. And I'm going to place this in the inside of my card. And then the other thing I've done is I've cut out some more of the corners from the Sweetheart cartridge. And as I said before, they are on page 78, key number 47. And what I've done is I've cut out just the black out using at 1 3/4 inches. So basically, we're going to go to that on our cartridge. And it looks like, oops, it's the wrong one. I said we're using the blackout. So you'll hit your blackout key, which is right here, and then key 47. So it looks like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that in each one of my corners. And for my inside sentiment, what I've gone ahead and done, and I've used the Paper Lace 2 cartridge. And for this, I am on page 54, and I'm cutting out the congratulations, and that was cut at 1 1/4 inches. So I've cut out the lace 1 and then the lace 1 shadow. So on your gypsy, that will be key number 34. So let's go to that cartridge real quick, and we're going to go to key 34. I'm sorry, that's not key. Oh, yes it is. It's key 34, but I need to hit the lace 1. Sorry everybody, it is key 34. I just need to learn how to count. This is key 34, so it looks like this. And as I said before, it is cut at 1 1/4 inches. So you will hit your lace 1 button and key 34, and then you want to hit your lace 1 shadow button and key 34. And there's your bottom layer. So let me go ahead and add all my embellishments for the inside, get my pearls on, and I'll be back with the finished card. Okay everybody, so I am back with my finished card. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and added some pearls up here on my corner pieces, and then I added a couple of pearls down here, and then for my inside I've added my 4 corners and my congratulations. Now I chose these colors. I'm not quite sure what color she's using for her wedding, but her invitation was these colors right here, which basically is the off-white and the burgundy leaves. So I just decided to work off the theme of her invitation. So that's it. Thanks for watching everybody. Bye.